life in a North American forest. This is what a North American forest looks like. They are very beautiful, though people have chopped down more of these trees to turn them into farmland. It's very sad that they chopped down all these trees, but I'm going to tell you about the history of this forest. It's rich with life. All of the North American forests are, but they're getting deforested. So this is the history about this forest. My great-great-grandfather, William T. Yo, bought this forest from someone. I don't know how much he paid, but it's been in the family ever since. It's a very interesting forest. It's rich with life, very rich with life. So many birds and animals, just can't count them all. It's nearly 3 miles of land, all for my family to use, and all the animals. No way we'd kick out the animals. And the only reason why this forest is still here today, thanks to my great-grandmother, she saved this forest from getting cut down. As I mentioned before, my great-great-grandfather, William T. Yo, bought this to develop this. But instead, he didn't develop it. He kept it. His daughter begged him not to destroy the forest. He listened because he loved her so much. And this is why I'm making this video. It's because I want you all to learn about this North American forest and why they're endangered. Thank you. I'm going to show you some of the life in it. All these trees, many birds. There are many birds, as I think you've seen in these videos. Many bugs and birds. And there's lots of ferns on the ground here. Many white pine trees. See that like dark tree? That's a white pine. Lots of yellow pines. That's a yellow pine. So if you don't have a backyard, this is your version to see a backyard. It's a pretty large one, but this is a lake about what they look like. This is like another North American lake. Also belongs to my family. That is a North American lake that you just saw in the video. That's called Bear Lake, behind Clear Lake. If you've ever heard of Clear Lake or the Clear Lake Resort, don't go to the Clear Lake Resort. Go to Houghton or Higgins, because it's not right at the Clear Lake Resort. People trespass on the islands. There's private islands. Trying to find some birds for you. Of course you can hear them. Now, I'm going to talk about the kind of introduced you to a forest and what lives in it. I'll introduce you to what lives in this forest. Besides from birds, trees, bugs, and plants, there are a lot of other things that live in this forest. There are bears, there are coyotes, foxes, deer, chipmunks, squirrels, bobcats, all kinds of stuff. Let me think about even more animals that live here that I've seen. Eagles. But sometimes things don't always go right in the woods. They've been deforested a lot, especially in the 1800s when men came out west to find the riches. But that didn't always help the forest. So let me show you something. There's a lot of dangers to forests, and I'll show you something that represents the dangers and how a forest can rebuild. Lots of forests are being deforested. This is not a North American forest, but the Amazon. That's been really deforested. It's like the lungs of our planet. I'm not just talking about this forest, but all forests. Lots of these forests can be found all over the northern hemisphere. So much in these forests. But they're being deforested. The animals are forced to move into more tight quarters. And there are other non-benefits of deforesting. One, there's less oxygen, so the ocean takes in more heat, killing the coral reefs. Oh, sorry. So then the coral reefs are killed, all the corals killed, and then fish have to flee to a colder area. So if you have any forest, try not to deforest them. And another non-benefit is that whenever they do replant them, they don't follow the diversity of the forest. They often plant like hundreds of white pine trees or yellow pine trees or oak trees in rows. They ignore the diversity of a forest. So I have to show you something that I think would represent the rebuilding of the forest. So people keep chopping down all these forests. By the year 2100, the Holocene, which we refer to as the Garden of Eden, will be gone. The earth will be unlivable. Many animals will go extinct, so we have to rely on other animals that would keep putting so much pressure on the world that it would kill them. Then there would be a mass extinction. Nobody wants that. But I have to show you something, that the earth rebuilds itself. Show you some nature. Zoom out. This forest has not been deforested. And another problem about deforestation is that it makes animals endangered. Like the loon. So much deforestation and hunting have made the loon endangered, causing there has to be loon buoys on the private islands because people trespass. And overpopulation does not help. That means more people have to move into the land. If everybody crammed into cities, it would be fine, but if everybody went out into the country to build a whole new city, it wouldn't. Because then they'd have to do deforesting. It would not help. So, this is what I have to show you. How nature can rebuild. Now this is the forest. This is a trail that used to be a car path. This is one of the things I have to show you about rebuilding. So the nature's taken over all the paths. Sooner or later, by 2100, if this forest is not cut down, these paths will be all infested with wildlife. So if you just care for the planet, you'll get good. If you just care for the planet, you'll get good stuff. You'll get clean air. You might not see the benefits right away, but when you get the bad benefits, you'll be like, boy, I wished I helped the planet 150 years ago. Yeah, that's just how it works. I'm about to show you some nature. Unfortunately, because I'm walking in this woods, I'm scaring away all the animals. You can't really see any real wildlife here, but because all the animals are scared of people because they've been deforesting all the trees. They've been killing animals, and the other animal that witnessed it tells the whole group, and they never see a human again. They go deep into the woods. And that, being like having Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day doesn't help. When people all travel, puts pollution in, like I said earlier, makes the oceans warmer. When it gets warmer, sometimes that can cause less rains. Less rains means droughts, and droughts mean higher risk of forest fires. Forest. Just imagine that could just be all ashes tomorrow. But it won't be. Because there's no fire. It's kind of high for the fire danger today, but it can't be that bad, but just be careful. Don't do anything stupid. Now this is what I wanted to show you. How nature can rebuild. This. Right here is a cottage that burned down. See that pit? It's a cottage. So many trees have grown out of it. And life's been growing on this cottage. Like, I don't get how it works. Like, life just grows back. And there's also noise pollution. It scares the animals into deeper parts of the woods, causing them not to be visible to our use. It does protect them, but sometimes people do go back in that and disturb their lair. That often leads to traumatizing the woods animals, traumatizing them. That does not help. A traumatized animal often dies, and it often leaves a mark. So, cottage. That's cement walls. Trees are growing out of it. Don't you see that? That's a chimney. Right there. And ferns are growing right next to it. So, goodbye to this video. Thank you for watching. I hope this video leaves a mark on you. Hoping to protect forest. Please, reduce on visiting parks because it scares. Do not make loud noises at parks. Although you can visit parks if you plan on being quiet with the animals. But I hope this video has left a big mark on you. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.